Module 12.8, Division with Polynomials. So far in Module 12, we have looked at our exponent rules, okay, the product rule, quotient rule, negative exponent rule, power rule, all right, and then we talk about adding, subtracting with polynomial. We did a little bit of multiplication with polynomials. Then we talk about something called the folio methods, difference of square, perfect square binomial. Those three considered as a special product. Now let's take a look at how we can divide polynomial. Division of a polynomial here is very important concept as it go into module 13. Basically in module 13, when we're talking about factoring, all factoring are basically division. So that's the reason why it's critical that we talk about division in this module. Then the next video or the first thing in module 13 will be basically division again, but we just call them factoring. All right, so there are two types of problem when it comes to division with polynomials. One of them is dividing polynomial by a monomial or monomial, where the denominator is only one term. All right, so when dividing by a monomial or dividing by one term, if there are more than one term on the numerator, what we can do is split the polynomial into several fraction terms, okay? Split them into several fraction terms. Just like here, if I got a plus b whole thing divided by c, okay, then we can split them up into two separate terms, okay? And the sign is based on what the sign is up here. So a long time ago, if you ever take Math 106 in Module 2, when it comes to adding and subtracting, if I ever had a maybe like 4 over 5 plus 7 over 5, and sometimes I said I'm kind of lazy, I only want to write one LCD rather than two of the same LCD, I simply write like this. And the reason why I'm able to do that is because these two terms, the two numerators shares the same denominator, so I can just write it as 1. So I'm basically, putting these two terms, write them as single term. But now what I'm doing is split them up. I'm also able to split them up with the same LCD or same divisor or denominator. And the reason why I want to, because I'm able to split them up, okay, then we can actually quickly divide them just by simply looking at them. So let me do this problem by writing everything out, and then the next example, I'm just going to do it by looking at it. So here, all three terms on the numerator shares the same denominator, okay? So if the denominator or divisor only has one term, we can split it up, the numerator. So write them as 7x to the 5th over x to the 4th minus, see this is minus, 8x to the 3rd over x to the 4th, then plus 1 over x to the 4th. So if I can write them like this, then what I can do is simplify each term. Within one term, I can always reduce my fraction top and bottom within one term. Okay, so here I'm going to say, well, I got 5x on top, 4x in the bottom being multiplied. When they canceled out, there should only be 1x left on the top. So 7 over 1 is still going to be 7. So my first one would just be 7x minus 8 divided by 1 down here is still going to be 8. And that 8 is actually going to be on the top, right? I got 3x on top, 4x in the bottom. When they canceled out, okay, there should be 1x left in the bottom. So I got x in the bottom. The 8 over 1 is 8, so that 8 remains on top. Plus, all right, there's no x on top to reduce with my x to the 4 down here. All right, so this term remains as 1 over x to the 4th. And that's my answer. All right, same thing here. I'm going to do this example without writing them all out. I'm just going to do it right here, okay? And I'm going to use this magic marker so we'll cancel it out. Well, it will actually disappear what I'm scratching off. All right, 2x on top, first term only. You know what? Let me do it this way. Let me use highlighting. What is 2 over 2? 2 over 2 is 1, right? 4x on top being multiplied, reduce one of it down here. There should be 3 of those x's left on top, right? Quotient rule. Second term. Let's just go ahead and put my sign right here, plus. All right. 3 over 2 is 3 over 2. I got 3x on top, 1x in the bottom. When they canceled out, top and bottom, I should have 2 left on top. So my second term will be 3x squared over 2. All right, plus, the next one is plus. All right, let's check it out. 4 over 2. 4 over 2 is positive 2. I got 1x on top, 1x down here. So when they cancel out, there's no x's left for my 2. All right, last term plus 1 over 2, still 1 over 2. There's no x on top for this fourth term to reduce with the x in the bottom, so that x is still in the bottom. And that's my answer right here. That's all it is. Okay, so when it comes to division of polynomial, if the denominator only has one term, we can actually split them up and then reduce each fraction. All right, so if you know that can be done every time, that means we can just do it just by looking at it. Okay, that would just be less writing. Alrighty, so that will be all for this particular lecture video on dividing polynomial. The next video on dividing polynomial is where the divisor will have more than one term. Thank you for watching.